and that were lame were healed. Okay. Verse 8. And there were great joy in the city. What city? That was in Samaria. But there was a certain man called Simon, which before a time in the same city used sorcery. So Simon was in the sorcery and witchcraft. Okay. And bewitching the people of Samaria, giving out that himself was some great one. Verse 10, to whom they all gave heed from the least to the greatest, saying, this man is great. This man is the great power of the Most High. So they were looking at him like he was, sent by the Most High. Verse 11, and to him they had regarded because that of long time he had bewitched them with sorcery. Verse 12, but when they believed Philip preaching the things concerning the kingdom of the Most High in the name of YAHAWASHI Mashiach, they were baptized, both men and women. Verse 13, then Simon himself believed also, and when he was baptized, he continued with Philip, and wondered belonging the miracles and signs which were done. Verse 14, now when the apostles, that's who was sent out, when you read about in Matthew 10, now when the apostles which were at Jerusalem heard that Samaria had received the word of the Most High, they sent unto them Peter and John. So did they go back in there? Yeah, because when you read, this is when Yahawashi was raised up. Okay, after he was crucified, this is when he was raised up. Now when you go back over here to Matthew 10, right, and Peter the head disciple, right, and when you go back over here to Matthew 10, let's see if Peter was amongst them. This is Matthew 10 and 2. This is Matthew 10 and 2. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. The first, Simon, who is called Peter. So Peter was there. And Andrew and his brother James, and the son of Zebedee, and John, his brother. So going back over here, it says, this Acts 8 and 14. Now when the apostles which were at Jerusalem heard that Samaria had received the word of the Most High, they sent unto them Peter and John. Okay? So that's what it was. And Samaria is a long way from Jerusalem, walking distance. It just ain't up the street. Okay? When you look at the map, as you can see, you see Jerusalem down there, right? And you see Samaria way up there. Okay? So this just to show you a map. I don't know if you can see it good, but Lord willing, you see, let me see. You see Jerusalem, where is it at? I'm all messed up right now. Oh, you see Jerusalem right there. Where my thumb is, right? That's Jerusalem, right? But Samaria is way up there where my thumb is. So that's Jerusalem down there, and that's Samaria way up there. Okay? Jerusalem down there, Samaria way up there. So they're just showing you a map. Okay? So that was at Jerusalem. Okay, and Philip, what was he at? Samaria, preaching the word. So did they go back in there? Yeah. Because why? YAHAWASHI had fruit there. Okay, so you got to understand their history, man. You had heathens in there, okay, and you had Israelites in there, okay. That's why YAHAWASHI was saying what he was saying, man. When you read Matthew, the 10th chapter, you know, because you had heathens in there and you had Israelites in there, okay? That's what you had in there, man. And you had Israelites in there marrying them other nations, right? And dealing with them other nations, okay? Dealing with the women of the other nations, man. Okay? But that was my point to prove about Matthew, the 10th chapter, man. You got to know the history, man. You got to know what's going on, okay? Now, I read Acts, right? And we finna go to Tobit. Tobit 13 and 1. I mean, Tobit 13 and 3. Right? In the Apocrypha. Yeah. Tobit in the Apocrypha. 13 and 3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them. So you got Gentiles out here, right? But you got Israelites amongst them Gentiles. And we scattered as a people, man. Same way back then when YAHAWASHI was on the scene, man. That's why Paul was making all them journeys, man. When he was dealing, and Paul was making all them journeys, man. He was going to the Gentiles that was scattered, man, amongst these other nations, man. He was confessing YAHAWASHI amongst the Gentiles. Why? Because you had Israelites amongst them Gentiles, man. Okay? Same what we got today, man. All we can do is try the spirit by the spirit, man, because Israel is scattered, man. Okay? This is Tobit chapter 13, verse 3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he has scattered us among them. So there it is, right? Scattered among them. Okay? They were scattered back then because of the Babylonian captivity, man. You had Israelites, hey man, when they were building the temple, right? When they were building the second temple, right? After they left Babylon and was up under the Persian captivity, right? And they was able to go, Cyrus set a decree to where they was able to go back and build a temple, you know. And when you go into the history, man, you had Israelites that didn't even want to go back to Jerusalem and build a temple because they had already been established and had things and their belongings was in Babylon, man. You had that, man. So was Israelites still scattered in Babylon? Yeah, because when you go back into history, not all Israel went back to Jerusalem when Cyrus set that decree, man. Because you had Israel staying in Babylon and had their belongings, man, still in Babylon, man. Okay? You had it, man. So that's part of the scattering. And then when you read 2 Kings, the 18th chapter, you had Israelites. You had Israelites when they was taken to Syria up under that captivity. You had Israelites being put in the land of the Medes, man. So they were scattered, man. That was the northern kingdom. They were scattered, man. So I'm just giving you an example how the Most High used these nations and to scatter us when they had dominion over us when we sinned, man. So we were scattered, man. And same way we are scattered today, man. These Edomites have dominion over us and we not in our homeland. We scattered everywhere, which is our homeland is Jerusalem. It's not Africa. The motherland is Jerusalem. We're showing the Galatians 4 and 26. Okay? This is Matthew's Matthew 22, Matthew 22 and 29, YAHAWASHI answered and said unto them, ye do error, not knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High. Okay? So you error, you so-called Christians error, not knowing the scriptures and the power of the Most High, man. How this word is going out and how Israel is waking up and how we able through the Spirit, starting with the apostles of GMS, able to navigate through these scriptures, precept upon precept, and bring out our history so you can understand it through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. Okay? You don't understand the power of the Most High, and you error in the scriptures, man. The Most High and His Son, right, does not have a covenant with these other nations, man. They only have a covenant with the nation of Israel, man. Okay? This is John 7, and I started 35. This John 7 and 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Question. Will he go on to disperse among the Gentiles, to teach the Gentiles? So they didn't understand at that time that he was telling them that he was going to be crucified, and when he get crucified, he was going to go back to the Father. But they was looking at it as if, is he going to go teach the Gentiles amongst the Gentiles? Okay. I mean, is he going to, I'll read it again. Salaki. I'll read it again. Salaki. This John 7 and 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Question. Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles to teach the Gentiles? So what that is those are Israelites amongst the Gentiles. Now, this is key right here. Now, this is key. I'm going to show you something, man. As well as I've been taught through the Spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, as well as you younger brothers being taught, coming up and listening to the brothers in GMS. Now, we finna look up that word disperse at John 7 and 35, right? Finna look up that word disperse at John 7 and 35. But you already got it loaded for me, right? And the brother loaded up. Disperse. Right? Okay? But we're gonna let the devil say it in the Greek. The meaning, I say the meaning. Slip of the tongue, man. How to say it in the Greek. Diaspora, okay? Diaspora, right? And it says, that's Greek 1290. And we looking up the word disperse in John 7 and 35. And it says, a scattering, dispersion, of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. Okay? So I'm gonna let you see it. Okay? That's what we're dealing with. Israelites dispersed among foreign nations. Diaspora. Okay? That's how you say it. So when you read this over here in John 7 and 35, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Question. Will he go unto the dispersed, meaning Israelites that scattered among foreign nations, among the Gentiles, to teach the Gentiles. So now we finna look up that word Gentile. We finna look up that word Gentile. Now, I'm finna show you something. Now we finna go into Zanab and Compact Bible Dictionary too, right? This is Zanab and Compact Bible Dictionary, right? Now the blue letter do go off. That's why you gotta have the discernment, and that's why you gotta research, man. That's why you gotta put the puzzle together, because this is a puzzle, man. And the Spirit gotta be on you to put the puzzle together. So we looked up the word Gentile there. And the word there is Helen. Okay? That's the Greek word there, Helen. Now, when you look this up in the blue letter, it says a Greek either by nationality, whether a native of the mainland or of Greek islands or colonies. Okay? Now, it says in a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews. That's a lie. Okay? That's a lie right there. That's a stumbling block for the unlearned. That made their language, custom, and learning of the Greek their own. The primary reference is to a different religion and worship. So I'm gonna read that definition again, and I'm gonna show you. In a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews. Now, how does that make any sense that Helen does not, it embraces all nations, but not the Jews? That don't make sense. Okay? How are they exempt? Okay? Because when the Greeks came into power, Alexander, okay, and his generals conquered the land of Jerusalem. Okay? And they pushed their customs on Israel. Okay? When you go into the history, all you got to do, if you ain't got the Apocrypha, all you got to do is research the Hasmonean Empire. You type that into Google and you go to researching, you're going to find out. Okay? You got to search it out. Hasmonean Empire and Google, and you're going to find out. You search it. It says, in a wider sense, the name embraces all nations, not Jews, that made their language, custom, and learning of the Greek their own. The primary reference is to a different religion and worship. That's a lie right there, okay? That's a lie. That's a stumbling block, okay? The word there is Helen, okay? Now I'm finna show you something in the Zanab and Compact Bible Dictionary, okay? Now, this is on page 207, right? And this Grecia is Greece, the home of the Hellenese. Greeks and Grecian, however, are to be distinguished. Greeks are generally those of Hellenic race. And I'm jumping down. Grecian were Greek-speaking Jews, folks of the diaspora, diasporation from areas predominantly Greek. And it gives you scriptures. Acts 6:1, Acts 9:29. So it's telling you that Israelites made Greek. Okay? It's telling you that Israelites were speaking Greek. Now in the blue letter, it said other nations, all nations besides Israelites made Greek their tongue. But in the research in the Zanab and Compact Bible Dictionary, okay, it tells you, okay, the truth right there. It hits you with the truth right there. but they throw stumbling blocks in there for the unlearned, so you can't see. Now, the word the word Hellenese, okay, you got two different, you got Helen, okay, and you got Hellenese, okay, and you got Hellenist, and you got Hellenism, okay? But the words that we focus on is Hellenese and Hellenistic, okay? Them the words that we focus on. And Hellenese is a Israelite that's taking on the Greek customs but don't know he an Israelite, okay? They don't know he an Israelite. That's a Hellenese, okay? He's taking on the Greek custom and he don't know he's an Israelite. So when you read John 7:35 and you look up that word Helen, okay, and you deal with the word Hellenese, that's Israelites who don't know they Israelite, okay? So that's who that's talking about. When you look it up, and that were dispersed among these foreign nations, okay? Israelites that were dispersed among these foreign nations, which became Helen, okay, or Hellenese, okay, and they don't know they Israelites. So the Jews in John 7:35, that was looking